What's happening? What's happening? We back in this thing. Spreading the
We
love
right here.
always do. Here for some extra credit. NBA Media Day. Shout out to my Bulls.
The
Uh,
baby Bulls.
it was the NBA Media Day. A lot of good storylines out there. Not enough time. It was so much to try to get into this one episode that we just got done recording. So we figured let's hit them with some extra credit. Plus, we like talking and hearing ourselves talk anyway. So,
Hey, I ain't mad at it.
but NBA Media Day, man, a lot of good storylines we talked about.
Mhm.
Ben Simmons and the podcast, Old Men and the Three with JJ Redick. So he said he's excited. So we got the Nets. Then you see Anthony Davis talking about we're going into this year as underdogs. Then
Mhm.
there's so many storylines coming out of that Lakers team. Then we got
Yep.
Kawhi coming back from injury and
Yep.
how good the Clippers were able to be without him. So you would assume adding someone like that, if they were able to get an 8th seed last year, the sky's the limit as far as this season. You mentioned Jamal Murray coming back from injury. Reports today, Lonzo having another surgery
Yeah.
tomorrow in LA. So there's so many different storylines. We talked about Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah.
What and then Ime Udoka and the Celtics organization, that whole situation. What are some media day storylines that stick out to you, or just storylines that things you want to that make you that you're going to be watching throughout?
Okay, so I'll start off with my Charlotte Hornets. Your GOAT, Michael Jordan's team. So shout out to the milk dud head himself, MJ. No disrespect, with all respect. But LiAngelo Ball recently getting signed to the Charlotte Hornets to play with his brother LaMelo Ball. That is a storyline.
Congrats.
That is, yes, that's going to bring in that's going to bring in fans wanting to see, we'll see how everything goes and where his placement on the team will be and all that kind of stuff. But people will, obviously let me get my jersey. And it's just really cool because it just goes to show once again that LeVar Ball was right and that he was able to fulfill the dream of all three of his sons reaching the NBA, Ralph. So I think that is just an amazing accomplishment. Shout out to LiAngelo Ball, a guy who's been a model of hard work, consistency, and continuing to put his head down and continue to grind and not giving up on a dream that he himself had always had. So I got to go with that as a storyline out of my camp with the Charlotte Hornets. I really enjoyed that. And then I'm gonna actually throw another one to you. I actually really do enjoy, I think, the things that the Denver Nuggets have done this offseason. And shout out to my homie Jamal. We broke this down, or should I say, I was trying to break this down to him when he was like, oh man, the trade they made wasn't this or that. And I was like, no, man, that trade was good. I'm like, Jamal, the trade was good. They lacked 3-point shooting and defense. And so they were able to get that in a KCP, someone who was an integral piece in the bubble during the 2020 run, hitting wide open 3-point shots. Now you get the return of Michael Porter Jr., hopefully healthy, an automatic 20-point per game scorer, highly efficient, 6'10", can't block a jump shot. Then you get the sauce man himself, Jamal Murray. What can he do? He can score at all three levels. He can handle the rock. He can cook. He can finish. We saw what he did versus the Clippers, Ralph, in the bubble, and they made the Western Conference Finals. People seem to forget that. So now you have a 2-time MVP in a Nikola Jokic, who is the most durable superstar since LeBron James, right? Because Giannis misses some games, Embiid misses some games, Curry misses some games, but I believe Jokic is averaging like 70 games a season, which is insane if you actually like add up and divide. So you have a consistent superstar. You can't double team him, right? He can drag your centers out to the 3-point line, right? You can go small with Bruce Brown at the 4, right? And he can run the 3. Then you have Bones Highland coming off their bench. So I really like what they did. And I'm looking forward to seeing them. And like I said, I believe they're going to be a top 2, top 3 seed. And then my last team is the New Orleans Say it with me, everyone. Pelicans. And we talked about it. Your boy Zion Williamson, and we got to give Ralph credit because he always believed. No one believed. God did. Ralph did. He's like, Kai, I told you, y'all talking about that Ja Morant, but y'all hurt now. You know what I'm playing. We don't wish injury on anyone, but hey, he likes them both, right?
Right.
And both players dealt with injuries, but just to see your boy, Zion, there's still some people who I know are skeptical of him, but I'm not. They're like, oh man, well, he's out of shape. I'm like, well, you must live under a rock because he's in shape and he's
Right.
coming with a vengeance. He said it as a media day that he listened to Biggie's first album, Ready to Die. That's a quotable. He said, I listened to Ready to Die to help him overcome adversity this offseason. So he's a hip hop scholar, maybe, perhaps.
Right.
And so I think that him and that Brandon Ingram pick and roll is going to destroy teams. I'm using the word destroy teams, not just in the regular season, in the playoffs. I don't think anyone's going to be able to defend Ingram and Zion rolling hard to the basket in the playoffs. So watch out for them with Jose Alvarado, with Herb Jones, with what's the other dude's name? Will, whatever his name is. Then you have Jonas Valanciunas. Yeah, I mean the team is nice, man.
Bro, what you got going on?
Yeah, it was Will, right?
I don't know, but I know you ain't mentioned CJ McCollum yet.
Oh, CJ. Well, yeah, but he's he cool. He cool. Didn't he sign something? Yeah.
He signed 3
Yeah,
years.
yeah, 3 years. So,
Like, bro,
but
just think
that's
about CJ McCollum as a third option, not like you're
right. Right. But that's into my soliloquy, bro. Like those are my three teams. I had to get all three. So
I feel it, man. I feel it,
yeah.
man. I think that I'll start with the ones that I'm most looking forward to watching.
Mm-hmm.
I just think they just make really good TV. First off, the Brooklyn Nets and that whole situation.
Yeah.
That's definitely with them being in Brooklyn, a New York market, 3 superstars
Mm-hmm.
or stars at least. You can say 3 stars, maybe 2 superstars. Um, arguably, I just think that the situation itself, so many people just think they're gonna think negatively of it. But I'm I'm optimistic guy. So for me, I'm always gonna see the bright side of things.
That's
And
why we like Ralph.
those are they have 3 stars that
Yeah.
they fit well together. First off, KD fits with everybody. I think that with having Kyrie and him being able to attack, he's a 3-level scorer the same way that KD is. I
Mm-hmm.
think that having someone that is the distributor as the third person helps bring that all together. Plus,
Mm-hmm.
how great he is on the defensive end, I think is a great thing as well, where his versatility on defense
Right.
is what really is going to set why it makes them a good trio. Plus, Steve Nash gets another year of coaching, another year of experience, high level play, expectations. Plus, I just see it today. They had at the press at their media day press conference. He talked about how they cleared the air. Everybody was able to say their piece and how they felt about the situation. And so that's why, like for me, I think that that's something that you can watch. Obviously, I've given up putting them as a favorite. I can
Mm-hmm.
see a world where it happens,
But they're still dangerous
because they do have, regardless of how anybody feels about it, Kyrie can go off for 40 any night. KD can do the same, and Ben Simmons can wreck your whole offense. So being able to take out, so them just having those 3 individual talents. Now we got a Patty Mills, a TJ Warren, Royce O'Neal, Joe Harris coming back from injury, Nicholas Claxton. They have pieces around them, and I think they still have Seth Curry too. So it's
Yep.
like
Steph
still
Curry.
being able to have those pieces around them where they complement. If we run the floor and play good defense, people are going to get open. Just think, instead of lining Ben Simmons up at the point now, but you're getting him at the 4 where he's guarding closer to the basket. So now
Right.
he's grabbing the break, and then he's got KD, Kyrie, Seth Curry, and Joe Harris running the break, where they're running to 4 different spots.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of shooting. There's going to be a lot of open shots. And so I think that when he talked about it on the podcast, where he was talking about that first year when they got JJ and they still had Marco as well as like those shooters that he was being able to run the floor and find shooters. I think that works very well with this Nets team. Another thing, my Bulls, got to bring them up just for the sake of they're a large media market.
Yeah.
And they finally started to show some promise. So now it's like, all right, cool, you've seen this work. Now if they can stay healthy, then it's like how we ended our season is how we started our season. So it's gonna make a storyline to where it's like, are we gonna be able to persevere through injuries? But I think that leaning on your youngsters, Io after the season that he had, Kobe still showed that he could be a valuable piece off the bench. So now I think that it opens more minutes for certain people to where I think we can. I just think once Zoe comes back, our team looks different. Because I don't think that you play the same way because I need to see Io's skill set as a point guard. Where I feel comfortable putting him as a starter and having Kobe still come off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that with that's where you start to see the depth at the guard position. I'm curious to see our what's his name, Terry.
No, you're the Bulls. Yeah, I was like Terry Rozier. I'm like, he's our team.
Our rookie out of Arizona.
A rookie, okay.
Yeah, the rookie out of Arizona. I'm curious to see how that works because he listed at point, but he's 6'7", with a long. I think he got like a 7-foot wingspan. He got good long arms, good defender, a slasher. So I got to see how he develops and what position we play him at.
Right.
Pat with another year, and Vooch with another year. So I got to see like how that works out because I'm really curious like what direction they go in because like we can either go up or we can go down, especially with that injury, him being someone that's such a key part of the team. So sucks losing Zoe because then he's going to be out for another 2 months. We probably won't get him till January, honestly.
Yeah, that defensive and playmaking guy. If you guys can implement another guy who can play defense and pick up somebody, I think you guys would be,
That's why I say we play Io over Kobe because he's a playmaker, tough defender.
Yeah.
He shows some really good things, so I can see. I would prefer him to be a starter so Kobe can focus on scoring off the bench.
Okay. How is his jump shot though? Because I know Lonzo. Obviously, we know Lonzo had improved in that area as a 3-point shooter. Because Io like is he a streaky jump shooter or how would you consider him as a offensive threat? Because I know
he's a rhythm guy.
Okay.
He has shown at Illinois that he's a capable shooter. It's just about getting those reps, honestly. His rookie season, he shot 38%.
Okay, but he's a rookie. I mean, shoot, I know it's a different era, but KD actually shot like 42 or 41% from the field as a rookie. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's KD, but you know what I'm saying. It takes time to get used to it.
With just under 3 a game, but he's making about 1-3 a game. So, but that's also with 27 minutes played. He's really only getting about 7 shots a game.
Okay.
So it's like it's not like he's getting a plethora of opportunities, but he is cashing in on it. With 7 shots a game, he averaged 9 points.
Okay.
3 rebounds and 3 assists with a steal in the game. So I'm curious to see what happens with that. And then my last one for me, you stole mine with the Pelicans.
There's another team out west I was thinking about. I was gonna say real quick, but I'll let you go. I was like, how did I forget?
I'm kind of curious to see what the Suns, bro, like, and how that works with bringing back DeAndre Ayton. I seen just before I got ready to press go live that he said he hasn't talked to Monty Williams since the end of last season.
I think the Suns are finished, but anyway, that's just me. But
so like I'm curious to see what happens if they stay at the top. I'm not willing to say that, bro, because I think that they're
good, but they're just not. Oh, go ahead, my bad. Go ahead. Yeah.
Like it's not like they're old, except for 1 or 2 people.
Key person though. A key person is old.
Like it's not. It's like one of those things with like LeBron. Eventually, LeBron's gonna get to the point where he's no longer a top 5 player.
Right.
So like it's up to. That's why we have someone like an Anthony Davis. So I don't have to do so much.
Right.
And so it's like when you have a Chris Paul, and as much as I criticize Devin Booker, he's only 25, and
Correct.
DeAndre Ayton is around the same age. So it's like they just got to step up their game to where Chris doesn't have to do so much.
And and I agree. That's the thing. I agree. But the problem is, I feel like it's a personal opinion kind of thing. I know based off what I've seen from DeAndre Ayton, which isn't much. I see what he does in the regular season though, and I'm like, if you can take him out, if you can get in, bother Devin Booker, and how he was able to perform versus the Mavericks and talking crap to Luca. Luca pretty much single handedly won that series for them, and so I look at that. I look at Chris Paul, and I'm like, Chris Paul really was the glue and the leader, the clear cut leader on that team. And you started to see like, okay, now I have to play limited minutes. Now I'm worried about my my health and also my stamina as well. You know what I'm saying? So I look at all those things and I'm like, when you talking about the playoffs, I was like, nah. And then what he said at the press conference, he's like, yeah, I'm not, it's not it. You know, I'm not gonna, I'm not leaving, blah, blah, blah. But they say 85% of communication is body language. The other 15% they'll show you. Word to Beanie Siegel. So shout out to him, man. Off my favorite. Feel it in the air. His eyes told me everything. He's contemplating retirement. I'm not saying it's going to happen in the first month or whatever, but Chris Paul, CP3, excuse me, he knows his days are numbered. And so I'm like, I actually thought last year and um uh last year and what the year before, when the Bucks won, you had a 2-0 lead. Giannis hyperextends his knee. He comes back, Sauer goes out, and Giannis dominates. And then everyone's like, okay, revenge narrative. You win more games than you won the previous season. You are the number one seed. People are picking you in a to rematch. You some people picking the Warriors. People were picking you to rematch and go against the Bucks, and neither team made the NBA Finals. So I just feel like there are some other teams I would take over them, but I still believe they're a top 5 team. So I think when I say finished, I just don't believe that they're going to go back to the NBA Finals. I like my dark horse candidate. I like the Warriors with a Wiseman, with a Kuminga. I think replenishing their resources, getting healthier. Yes, they lost Gary Payton, but I think the young guys, you know what I'm saying? And then the Clippers, if they stay healthy, I would take them over the Suns because I already saw what they did without Kawhi to a healthy Suns team whose roster had not changed except for the addition of JaVale McGee. So I want to kind of revise and say, when I mean done, I don't necessarily mean they're not going to win like maybe 50 games, but I just mean finals. If I'm at a sports book, I would not put my money on this Phoenix Suns team. And also, I had no idea, Ralph, that none of them had ever played in a game 7 in their career outside of Chris Paul.
Yeah.
And they looked uncoached. That actually bothered me. I was like, what? They looked uncoached in that game. So I was like,
yeah, they look terrible, bro.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So for me, just my personal preference, I'm not sold on them. And I never really was because I never picked them ever any of the years. I was always sold on their point guard play.
I picked them last year. I don't know lie.
Yeah, which wasn't a bad pick though.
Yeah,
because I thought maybe there was a rematch too, but I just never picked them to win it. So
yeah, I picked him last year. I thought that last year would be the year that Chris Paul got his championship.
The revenge and they was rolling, yeah.
And then when the Bucks didn't make it, I was like, oh yeah, they definitely.
Yeah, it's cursed now.
Whoever wins on the West, I just thought that they were going to win it all.
Yeah. Oh, the team that we. Oh, go ahead. I was going to say the team that we did.
I thought it would be anybody from the West.
Right. Because I think we agreed on that. I was like, oh, well, it's going to be the Warriors now, whatever. Like, I was going to say, the team that we didn't mention, one's a hot take. It's not really a hot take, but actually, no, it is. It is a hot take because the one team I'm going to mention, but the Lakers will miss the playoffs because there's too many good teams in the West. They're going to miss the playoffs. They might make the play, and I'll give you that. But here's 2 hot takes in one. If Bullet Head Mike Brown, Mr. Potato Head, that's the only thing holding this team back. Because things can look good on paper, like we always say, Ralph, but you have to play the game. If Bullet Head Mike Brown, former coach of the year Mike Brown, throws away that damn Princeton offense and gets some get right in his playbook, right? And doesn't have old boy giving him the death stare and all that kind of stuff. You know, the Sacramento Kings will be a play-in team. They made the right choice drafting old boy in the draft. They have pieces, they have youth, they have athleticism, they have a defensive oriented and a defensive minded coach. I actually like them. Yes, and this is sad. I believe LeBron James is going to miss the playoffs for the fifth time in his career. He missed them his first 2 years. No one remembers that, right? First 2 years he missed in Cleveland. He missed them in 2018, and he missed them last year. This will be the fifth time. I think the Sacramento Kings, hot take, will have a better record and usurp the Lakers at the end of the season to get that last play-in spot. Ooh, and there's going to be drama. And
What do you think their starting five should be?
the Lakers or the Kings? The Kings, I'm gonna put the I can't. Why can I not know? I can't remember the old boy's name they drafted. The light skinned dude.
Keegan?
What's his name? I'm so sorry, but I'm like, thank you,
I
thank
couldn't
you,
think
bro.
his last name, but Keegan Murray.
Thank you. So I'm gonna
Are
go.
you him at the 3 or the 4?
Well, in today's era, I'm like in today's era, I could go with Sabonis at the 5, Murray at the 4, um, what's his face at the 3. No, I said Murray at the 4. Man, that's tough. Let me see. I put, I put Fox at the 1, obviously,
Yeah.
and then 2. Because the problem with the
Fox at
2
the
is
honestly.
you put him at the 2.
Or I would have him be the 1, but this is my lineup.
Yeah. Because the other dude can defend, but he doesn't have a good jump shot yet. That's my only issue. You feel me?
I am going to go with
I don't know if I want him at the 5. Okay.
I'm gonna go Keegan,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm gonna go Kent Bazemore,
Kent Bazemore.
and then
No,
I would put De'Aaron
starting?
at the 2. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm gonna have Davion Mitchell play the 1. But this is the reason, and this is why I'm doing it this way.
Okay, I'm like, I gotta hear this. Okay.
Because when you start to look at their lineup, Malik Monk, Harrison Barnes,
right, Monk.
Kevin
Lakers
Huerter,
lost Monk. Right.
Rashawn Holmes, and then it's like with those 4, and then you got Quinn Cook, which gives you a lot of guards.
Right.
But my first off the bench is Harrison Barnes and Malik Monk. But then if you do it that way, you got Herter coming off the bench. You know me, I'm all about staggering.
Yeah.
Staggering my starters. So then at that point, I'm gonna have De'Aaron, Herter, Barnes, and Rashawn Holmes coming off the bench to play with them. And then I can mix in Davion Mitchell, depending on how his game has gone. Because with that group, now you got shooters coming off the bench.
You're right.
Where you just need someone to get them the ball.
Right.
And so I would rather have Bazemore, Davion be my perimeter defenders. Because then you got Sabonis, who's going to make it tough at the rim. Yep. You got Murray, he's going to play tough defense, but it's like
he can shoot though.
But he can shoot and create a jumper for himself.
Right. So that jump shot is money.
You have 2 people on the court who can get their own shot.
Right.
On the perimeter, but then you also have a big who can create their own shot and play make.
And Fox can slash too.
Exactly.
You have 3 of everything.
Exactly. So it's like you have defending. Plus, just because those 2 start in my doesn't mean they finish the game.
Right.
Because I wouldn't start. I would probably, if I was just to have my starter of my best 5, I would have Harrison Barnes at 4. At the 4 because he's just bigger and stronger.
Okay. So now that we broke that down, and that's exactly why with the Lakers, I say the definition of insanity is doing the same twice. You can change the head coach. You can change the suit and tie on the head coach. But once again, I'll continue to say this. You traded in the Krabby Patty formula for the chum bucket. But Kai, they got some nice young pieces and defenders. Not you, but I'm just saying. People like, but they got some nice. I'm like, the problem is the West is too good. Now the Terminator is back, man. Everyone is like Omar from The Wire. He's coming back. Now you got now you got a team that was like top 4 in the West with Murray and Michael Porter Jr. now being added to that. You got the Warriors, they gonna come back. You got the Pelicans, who people are sleeping on, and they're gonna be dangerous. I think they're gonna be dangerous off the jump. They have the perfect blend of, like we said, veterans and CJ and Valanciunas, and then young guys and Ingram and Zion averaging a 27 point per game score, shoot 60% from the field. You have your boy CP3 and his Phoenix Suns. Luka, this is where I feel like the Mavs will start to decline, because I like Christian Wood, but that doesn't move the needle for me because you didn't do enough for him. You got rid of a scorer in Jalen Brunson, so Luka still needs more because your offense is too Luka centric. But you have all these different teams, and I feel like with the Lakers, once again, when I look at injuries,
I think that they could still be good though.
No, they could be good, but my thing is like when I look at Anthony Davis and all this, I'm so
Well, not
like
the Lakers,
I'm just.
the Mavs.
You said who?
Well, not the Lakers, the Mavs.
Oh, the Mavs. Oh yeah, the Mavs. Oh yeah, the Mavs. The Mavs will be good. The Mavs always win like what? Like 47 games, even with just Luka.
You got to think about at your 4 and 5, you're gonna have JaVale McGee and Christian Wood at 4 and 5.
Hey, JaVale gonna be on every team by the end of his career, bro. He's easy getting them contracts. Shout out to JaVale.
Hey, but he's a quality big. That he's a screen and roller, protector of the rim. One like Luka, you got JaVale coming off the pick and Luka coming downhill at you.
Yeah. And that's why I got the Warriors winning the West again, because I always used to say in the past, I said, why'd they get rid of JaVale McGee? Then they got all these additional bench players, the PTSD lineup. They didn't need JaVale McGee, and now you get James Wiseman. So he's better than McGee, you know what I'm saying? So he just has to stay healthy. But I think for the Lakers, for me, bro, it's that lineup you mentioned about the Sacramento Kings. The Lakers, they just don't defend, bro. And I don't like the fact that Darvin Ham is like our defensive identity. No, your identity does not start with Westbrook. It starts with Anthony Davis. And if Anthony Davis is not healthy, we said when he went to the Lakers, some people thought he was the MVP that year. If he's playing at an MVP level, him and LeBron, that is a tough tandem to stop. But he got complacent. He was happy. He got his bag, and he got his ring. So he's like we talked about on the show before. He's accomplished everything he wanted to do. Made the NBA, check. Got a bunch of money, check. Won a ring, check. Made All-Star, All-NBA, first team, blah, 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 blah. So you can't say that I haven't done anything. Maybe I just haven't been a LeBron or a KD or whatever. So that's my issue with the Lakers, bro. It's just like there's always that one team you don't believe in. I don't believe in this rendition of the Lakers. I think they'll be one of the 8 teams or 9 teams in the West, but it's like, bro, like at some point, dude, like it's the young man's game. Let these young bulls come up, bro. So I think Houston's still the worst team.
I do slightly disagree with because as a coach, I understand there's reality and what should be. And those are the two things of like what it is. He's speaking from as a coach. Before they get anywhere on the court, they're on the perimeter. And Anthony Davis is not guarding on the perimeter. Russell Westbrook.
He can, though. Go ahead. Yeah.
Russell Westbrook is. Yeah. So my defense starts with Russ. But at the same time, he's a coach coming in day one, setting an expectation.
Rookie head coach.
So when you start to realize you're not getting minutes, you already know why I'm not giving you minutes, because I told you from day one, the defense starts with you. So if you don't play defense, you will not be playing.
Who are they going to play over Russ?
But then now they got everybody. They can literally go Patrick Beverly. And I feel like I'm missing something. They got Kendrick Nunn. Like there's plenty of options to play at point if you're not playing to the level that I think you're at. Now, whether or not they can be good is the whole nother conversation. That's not why I chose to chime in.
Is Dwight still? Go ahead, my bad. Go ahead. Yeah.
It's just whether or not can those pieces work together.
Is Dwight still on that team?
I don't think so. No, I think he left.
Okay. So they got rid of him after AD stood up over him and bumped him and all that.
Probably. I'm not sure. I gotta look that
Bro,
up.
bro, I'm telling you, man. LA, man, all that Hollywood stuff. What is that word? You know how when people like evolve or transition into their final form, you know, I'm almost 30 years old and I'm already transitioning to my final form because I'm over the Lakers, bro. I'm like, nope, man. I hear you though, bro. Don't get me wrong. I hear you. But I'm just saying this rendition of LeBron's Lakers, they had their moment. Their moment was in the bubble. They will always be confined to that bubble chip. This is a new era, a dawn of a new era. The eras of the Jaws, the eras of, I mean, Curry's still there because he just, it's the Warriors. See, the Lakers should take a page out of the Warriors book on how to run an organization. You know what I'm saying? But Jeannie Buss is going to be subtweeting all season. You know what I'm saying? So, and Russ is probably going to blow up on Darvin Ham after week 2. So, I can't.
I haven't said whether or not I believe in the team or not.
I'm not saying you did. I'm telling people right now, I don't believe in him.
As a coach,
cool.
And he's a defensive-minded, tough team, defensive-minded coach. So he's gonna want
right. Just like Frank Vogel. Vogel won the same
with your point guard. If my
Vogel
point guard stop people from getting in the paint, my bigs don't have to do so much.
Yeah,
but if he
Vogel won him
then the defense caves in. Now you got shooters open all over the place.
Yeah.
And so
my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. My bad. Yeah.
So like I definitely understand on why he would have that way of thinking and why.
No, I want him to succeed too.
Yeah. It's just whether or not can you make it work. Another thing I thought was interesting.
Oh, go ahead.
Was, how much weight James Harden has lost.
Oh.
So like, and he made this joke because he was talking about like what he did and everything. And somebody was like, "How much weight did you lose?" He was like, 100 pounds. He was like, "Tweet that." Tweet
that.
And so I'm like, I don't know, but for me, man, I don't really care.
Yeah, just winning the playoffs, bro.
Bro. Like, I don't care about none of that, bro. Get to the playoffs and I'll see what you do. Because then at that point, they don't really have an opinion on what you're doing. But until then, bro, I don't care.
Embiid needs help. Help him.
Send that man help.
Be a help, not a hindrance. So they used to say back in the day, our day, man, be a help, not a hindrance. Yeah, man. Okay, I got one for you as we wrap it up, bro. Okay, what team will have the best record going into the season, or what team do you project will finish with the best record, and what team do you believe will have the worst record?
I think the Grizzlies will have the best record.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be Grizzlies or Warriors. I don't see a team in the East doing it.
Okay.
And then I see the Pacers.
The Pacers have the worst? Okay. Them darn Pacers. All right. So.
And then I think.
Yeah.
I want to say Blazers will make the playoffs.
Okay. Oh, the Blazers will make the playoffs.
The Blazers will get to the play-in game. I feel confident saying that.
So you got them beating the Lakers? Made the play-in?
I don't know about that. I know they'll make
throw that out there.
I know they'll make the play-in game. I don't know about.
They lose on a Dame Lillard 3. Logo 3, man. Dame over Russ part 2.
They got enough good guard play. It's their bigs that's gonna be the problem. But they got enough good guard play where I think that they'll be exciting to watch.
Mm-hmm.
To where they could, but when you have Dame, you have someone like if they decide to keep Dame and not trade him, they have someone that could get them at least to a play-in game.
Okay.
Because lately he's been having health issues.
Okay. So I'm gonna go with the team with the best record will be. It's either going to be the Nuggets. I really think it's the Nuggets or the Pelicans. I'm going with the Denver Nuggets who have the best record. Because their superstar always plays 70 games. That's key right there. He keeps them afloat. He keeps them in the top 5. You're adding 2 new players, and I just think they're going to have the best record. The team with the worst record will be Orlando Magic.
You think they have the worst record?
Yeah. I think it'll be the worst record with that team. That how it's constructed. I'm just like, yeah, they're looking to have the worst record.
Worse than
I
the
actually like some.
Worse than the Thunder?
Yeah, because I know they lost old boy, but having Shea and having what's his face,
Not kidding.
yeah, Giddy. I like that collection right there more. Where with the Orlando Magic, there's no one, Ralph, where every single night I'm like, okay, I have to at least stop this guy. Who would that player be on that Magic team? You know what I'm saying?
That during the regular season, though.
Well, yeah, but I know in the regular season, but still, it's like, they're an easy dub.
You got Jalen Suggs, you got Jonathan Isaac, you got Paolo Banchero. Regardless of you shaking your head or not, these are still people.
I like Banchero. I do. I like
people that they're a team. They're not scrubs.
Yeah, but after I saw Kyrie put
that, mentioned 2 players on the Thunder. Tell me the rest of them outside of Dort.
Yeah, after I saw Kyrie put 80% on 60 points on 80%, just one man and everyone standing around looking at him, I was like, nah, man. So I can't, bro. That's still in my mind, bro. Kyrie was about to drop 81, bro. I was like, nah, man. I'm like, you're gonna be the Raptors of the East. I'm cool off that. I'm cool off the Magic, bro.
At the Thunder, I just don't see it, bro. It's either gonna be them or the Pacers that have the worst record.
Okay, man. Okay. No, these are all good. I mean, solid options. You just have those options lower than the option I have, which is cool. And then I didn't mention the Rockets, but see, the Rockets are weird. I don't know. Like, part of me's like they're gonna be really bad. Another part of me's like they have pieces though, but can they lock up? Can they? The West is weird, you know, because the West is always tough. So it's like you may have a solid record, but because the West is harder, you may not have the worst record. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's like you can have a decent record, but you just didn't do anything because the West is hard. Where in the East, I feel like if you're trash, and I don't mean like the players are trash, the team just as a collective whole couldn't do enough to do anything, then that's who you are. And so I think the Orlando Magic are the Raptors of the East, the old Raptors of the East.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
And if they win 37 games, then I'm gonna have to eat crow. But outside of that,
I don't know. I just don't see the Magic, bro. Like,
yeah, I think Banchero is gonna be great, but he's gonna have to go through growing pains. Meaning he's gonna look good, and then he's gonna have one of them documentaries on like YouTube or something, and be like, yeah, man, our first 2 seasons here in Orlando Magic, man, it was rough times, man, rough times. Taylor Brooks, it was rough times, but by year 3, man, everything started coming in. They fired the coach, man. Like everything was looking good, man. They brought in a new coach from Botswana or something like that, or Australia. Man, we started winning games. He implemented this new system. You know what I'm saying? They traded for Luka. Like, it's gonna be one of them, rags to riches type stories.
They just had too many. They just had too much young talent.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put them as the worst.
All right. Who would you say, Pacers?
I said Pacers or the Thunder.
Actually, honestly, if we're realistic, the Pacers are probably more realistic though, because the Pacers really don't have anybody anymore
except Miles Turner.
do they have LeVert though?
Nope, he played for the Cavs.
Then you're right. The Pacers will probably have the worst record. Okay, so the Pacers are 1A, and then the Magic are 1B minus.
Cause like the Magic, bro, they got Paolo Banchero, they still got Bo, Franz Wagner.
I need
Mo Bamba, Jalen Suggs, Cole Anthony, and Wendell Carter.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. They got a lot of bigs though. Hey, look, they nice bigs. Bobo never plays, but I mean, like, yeah, man, they're gonna vibe with the Pacers for the worst record, I think.
Bro, Cole Anthony, Franz Wagner,
yeah.
Jonathan Isaac, Paolo Banchero, and Mo Bamba.
Bro, that would be a cold pro-am team. But NBA, I don't know, man. I'm just gonna go with.
You gonna eat crow this year?
He's like, this blasphemy. He's like, we saving this clip.
That's all I'm gonna say. Thank you,
hey, bro.
We out of here.
Good night, everyone.
Watching.